From the All Indiana Podcast Network. The All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know and more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, September 30th. The presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail today. President Trump and Joe Biden will get back on message, rallying supporters after a debate that included more shouting than substance, it seemed. Overnight, Biden's campaign said he will not back down from another debate. There is no word yet from the Trump campaign on future debates, though. And last night's debate has prompted all kinds of descriptions. Chaotic is one of them. With just 34 days to go before Election Day, both candidates are really looking to sway undecided voters. But the debate was largely overshadowed by personal attacks on both sides. Here's Hannah Mordeau.
Gentlemen, everybody knows he's a liar.
Nothing smart about you, Joe.
Name-calling, shouting, and personal insults.
The radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe.
You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
You know what?
Absolutely not true.
The first debate between President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden descends into chaos.
Country would be better served if we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions.
The candidates clashing from the start when challenged on 6 main issues in the debate, including the Supreme Court.
We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is.
We have a phenomenal nominee.
Then turning to the coronavirus pandemic, there was more disagreement over reopening schools and business.
He wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open.
The president has no plan.
And family wasn't off limits either.
Gave your son $3.5 million.
That's
What
not
did he
true.
do to deserve it? No
My
job.
son did nothing wrong at Burisma.
I think he did.
and
Frankly, you've been doing more interrupting
Well, that's
than
all
he
right,
has.
but he does plenty.
Then when moderator Chris Wallace asked if the president would condemn white supremacists and the militia groups, Trump refused.
Go ahead.
Supremacists
Who
and
would
white
you like me to condemn?
White
Proud Boys.
supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left.
Biden pushed back about civil unrest.
This is a president who has used everything as a dog whistle to try to generate racist hatred, racist division.
We believe in law and order, but you don't.
And as tensions rise, election integrity is at top of mind for voters and the candidates.
If it's a fair
You're urging
election,
them what?
I am 100% on board.
I will accept it, and he will too.
That was Hannah Mordeau reporting. And as far as what's next on the campaign trail, President Trump says he's headed to Minnesota, a state he says he believes he can win on November 3rd. Joe Biden, along with his wife, will be doing a train tour in Ohio through western Pennsylvania, 2 battleground states. And 2 analysts representing both parties joined us on Wish TV immediately after the debate to break down what happened. Here are their answers when asked who they thought won the debate.
Too soon to make that call. I don't think America was served well by this debate this evening. I don't think if you just landed today in the middle of America and said, "Here, we want you to watch this debate," and you're from another country, you would think, "Is this a democracy? This doesn't make any sense." I mean, this was not a debate. It was a shouting match.
Do you think there was a winner?
Of course, I'm going to say Trump. I think everybody's predisposed to saying who they wanted to win won. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. Is it going to change anybody's minds?
The next presidential debates will take place in Miami on October 15th, then in Nashville October 22nd. And before that, the vice presidential candidates will face off October 7th in Salt Lake City. You can watch all 3 of those on Wish TV. And there is a major change to the election timeline in Indiana. A federal judge has ruled that some absentee ballots that show up several days after Election Day must be counted. The reason? The COVID-19 pandemic and cuts at the U.S. Postal Service. Federal Judge Sarah Evans Barker issued a 49-page ruling yesterday afternoon. It orders all Indiana county clerks to accept and count mail-in ballots that are postmarked by Election Day and arrive by November 13th. The current law requires those ballots to be in the clerk's offices by noon on Election Day. The Indianapolis federal judge calls the noon deadline unconstitutional. The ruling cites more than 1,900 mail-in ballots in Marion and Hamilton counties were thrown out in the primary. Those ballots were postmarked on time but arrived late. More than 500,000 people requested mail-in ballots in the June election, and more are expected for November. So in the ruling, Judge Barker writes, the state cannot offer absentee voting by mail and then tell voters who choose it and abide by the statutory rules that they should have chosen differently because of delays over which they have no control. There is another case to watch today. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals in Chicago will hear arguments in a case that would allow every person in Indiana to request a mail-in ballot. It's unclear if the court will rule by Election Day or if a mail-in order could be implemented by Election Day. But don't forget, the new ruling here in Indiana requires ballots to be postmarked by Election Day, November 3rd. Today, U.S. Senator Todd Young will meet on Capitol Hill with Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Barrett is in Washington, D.C., meeting with senators ahead of their vote to confirm her. Yesterday, she met with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, along with members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. The chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham, says he plans for confirmation hearings to start October 12th. And today we may hear grand jury audio from the Breonna Taylor case. Kentucky's Attorney General Daniel Cameron has said he will release recordings as ordered by a judge. One of the members of the grand jury is criticizing Cameron's work. An attorney for the jurors says Cameron failed to offer the panel the option of indicting the two officers who fatally shot Taylor in her home during a raid. The grand jury indicted now former officer Brett Hankison on 3 counts of wanton endangerment, charges that are not directly connected to Taylor's death. And the police chief in Indianapolis says he does not support the push to give civilians control of the department's oversight board. It is the first time Chief Randall Taylor has publicly expressed his opinion on the matter. Take a listen.
Now, as we make changes, as pendulums move, and they should indeed move, you can also move too far to one side.
Right now, a 3-member board appointed by the chief and police union oversees the department. The proposal looks to change that to a 7-member board, which would include 4 people with no ties to police at all. Counselors would appoint 2 of them, and the mayor would name the other 2. Taylor says going from no civilians on the board to a majority in the board might be going too far. Others critical of the plan say it could allow convicted felons to be chosen, but not members of law enforcement or their family. Supporters say those who are selected will have to complete the Citizens Police Academy and have 24 hours of ride-alongs with officers in the first 3 months. The proposal has support from major employers like Lilly, Cummins, and Salesforce. The council's Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee passed the proposal last night. It now heads to the full council.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
A small study shows Moderna's vaccine for coronavirus is working in older adults. The study was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. It included 2 groups of 20 people each. One group was made up of people 56 to 70 years old. The others had those 71 and over. The results from the groups were then compared to previous findings among vaccine recipients between 18 and 55. It found the vaccine creates an immune response almost as strong in older people as in young adults. Moderna's vaccine is now in phase 3 clinical trials. The Marion County Health Department will be offering flu shot clinics throughout the month of October. 4 flu shot clinics will be held in different parts of the county. It'll cost $20 for the vaccine, but is free for children 2 years and under. The first clinic will take place this Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Health Department's South District office on South Shelby Street near US 31. Notre Dame's head football coach says the COVID-19 outbreak on the team started as a team meal. The university says 18 players tested positive. Coach Brian Kelly says team doctors traced the infection to a meal before the Irish game against South Florida 11 days ago. Kelly says until then the team had not dined together, that everything had been grab and go. One player got sick during the game and later tested positive. The results forced the Irish to postpone last Saturday's game against Wake Forest. The team's next game is scheduled for October 10th at home. A new report shows children of all ages now make up 10% of all U.S. COVID-19 cases. That's up from 2% in April. The report is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The CDC says cases in school-aged children began rising in September. Health experts say the rising numbers are fueled by school reopenings, sports, playdates, and other activities. According to the report, in the last 8 weeks, children represent between 12 and 15.9% of new weekly reported cases. The FBI says a man who staged a bold escape from a jail in Kentucky may be in southern Indiana. Officials say Anthony Martinez broke out of jail in Louisville yesterday, smashing a window, then using bed sheets to get to the 4th floor, where he then used a garden hose to scale down the building. Martinez is wanted for armed bank robberies in Indiana. Authorities say he's dangerous and not to approach him if you see him. They want you to call 911 instead. A change in landscape to downtown's public art scene as one of the oldest murals in Indianapolis comes down. It was called The Runners. It was a fixture just south of Monument Circle for 45 years. The decision took about 2 years of planning. It all started when law firm Barnes & Thornburg was making renovations to their building on 11 South Meridian Street and discovered as part of that work, the mural had to be retired. They contacted the Arts Council of Indianapolis, who then started a decommission process. Julia Moore with the Arts Council says they first contacted the artist, James McQuiston. Second, they made sure people in the community understood the significance of the piece so that when it's gone, we can all talk about it. She says in 1975, the Runners mural energized Indianapolis, showing a diverse group of people doing something together. It's a mural, again, lasted 45 years, when Julia says the average lifespan of a mural is 15. And part of the bicentennial celebration, the Arts Council is launching the Legends Mural Series. The first mural in the series will be painted where the Runners mural once lived. Julia says they named their first legend Marshall Major Taylor, but are currently looking for their first artist. So you can apply or nominate someone for future murals at indyarts.org/legends. We also have a link for you at wishtv.com. The Wall Street Journal reports NextEra Energy recently made a takeover approach to Duke Energy. Duke rebuffed the approach, but NextEra is still interested in pursuing a deal, but it would be difficult as it would need to go through all kinds of government hoops. Duke provides electricity to roughly 7.7 million retail customers in 6 states, including Indiana. Americans are starting new businesses at the fastest rate in more than a decade, according to government data. Applications for the employer identification numbers that entrepreneurs need to start a business have passed 3.2 million so far this year, compared with 2.7 million at the same point in 2019. This is all according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Nordstrom is the first major U.S. retailer to say it will stop selling products made from fur and exotic skins. The Nordstrom ban will go into effect in 2021. Dozens of major designers and brands, including Chanel, Calvin Klein, Gucci, Tommy Hilfiger, and Michael Kors, have adopted similar policies in recent years as more consumers demand it. Disney is laying off 28,000 people in the United States as the coronavirus pandemic hammers its parks and resorts business. The cuts will affect the Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products unit. The company said 67% of the employees laid off will be part-time workers. The staffing cuts were necessary because of the prolonged impact of coronavirus on business. That included limited capacity due to physical distancing requirements and the continued uncertainty regarding the duration of the pandemic. Dave & Buster's is hiring for its new location in Greenwood. The company is looking to fill 125 team members. Positions include managers, servers, hosts, line cooks, and game techs. When hiring, Dave & Buster's says it will have pandemic safety measures in place. The Greenwood location is slated to open on November 2nd at the Greenwood Park Mall. A local orchard is open and ready for families to come celebrate the fall. Beasley's Orchard in Danville is promoting its attractions designed for the whole family. You can go on hay rides, visit a pumpkin patch, and go through the orchard's popular corn maze. It takes on a different theme every year. The design pays tribute to healthcare workers on the pandemic's front line. You can get a combo pass to all of the attractions for $12. Beasley's Orchard is open every day until 6 p.m. We'll have more information for you on our website, wishtv.com. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now. at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.